We are okay. Here we go. Hey folks, welcome to Powwow stream. Adoption Woes. With me today, as usual, the Hey Camel.
Woe is me. Woe is me.
So how are you doing?
Could be better, could be worse. I'm not complaining. Either way.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, things have been kind of here because I just heard I was telling you earlier, my stepdaughter got nipped by a dog.
Is that who we're getting adopted? Is it the dog or the daughter?
Well, the daughter's already there, so I mean, the dog's gonna get adopted by a animal control. Like,
What kind of dog was it?
it sounds like a pity.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, just people who don't know how to train their dogs properly.
Yep. I've never had a pit bull, but I currently have a Rottweiler, and I've had Rottweilers in the past. He says, "Turn Johnny up or Camel down." Did you not catch the last stream? Viva la Camel! Welcome to the revolution, my friend.
Am I quiet still?
Apparently, yes. Random and Terry both, thank you, are really quiet.
All right, let's see if I can turn my mic up then.
You know, as often as this is happening, I should really have the sound pad open to play the anthem whenever I start going into that. Wow, dude.
Okay.
I heard that.
So how about that?
I heard a ton of clicking.
Yeah, that was me turning up the volume on my mic.
Gunsky said you were like 40% of my volume.
Viva my ears. Thank you. That's real reassuring there, Brandon.
You know, I could go into like the full Mussolini with the shouting and the hand waving and whatnot, but so you should be grateful for that at least, you know.
But yeah, am I sounding all right?
You've sounded fine to me the whole time. It's the people in chat, dude. You got to ask them.
No. Well, that's kind of where I was going with that.
You should specify. Specificity, Johnny. Specificity is key. Okay, was that an alert or was that an actual dog?
That was a notification.
Oh, okay. Gunsky says you're still quiet but better. Am I still loud, guys? He says you're like 60% now.
Okay, so let's keep going on that uptick there. 4.
So how's
5.
everyone in the chat doing while Johnny's trying to get that figured out?
Okay, so how about this? Chat. Since I want to be specific.
Apparently I'm always loud. I keep getting told that. And Girl and Pirate Pete is enjoying the day off. Well, good for you, man. Glad you got a day off. And that you chose to listen to us jokers for some reason with that time.
As long as my volume is manageable right now, then we can carry on.
Yep, Gunsky's saying he said good enough, but that's just him. So
Okay.
apparently Jack is the lowest common denominator. We're playing to him right now. So the rest of you guys are just going to have to get on board.
All right.
So what do we have on the docket today, Johnny?
So
you actually had topics to talk about. That's why we haven't done one of these in a while. Neither one of us had shit to say.
Yeah, I know. I do actually. There's a couple stories that popped up. one, we will bring up. This is an older one.
Yay.
So let's see if I can get this. Chrome tab.
Random's about to go take a walk. That sounds nice and contemplative. Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, Kansas lawmaker sworn into office wearing traditional Navajo dress.
Fucking Navajo.
Now, this one kind of has me in the middle.
I thought the Navajo were like in Arizona, New Mexico. What the fuck is this? That'd be like if I moved like to the Pacific Northwest and it's like, oh well, I ran for city council and got elected, so I'm gonna be sworn in wearing traditional Choctaw garb. The fuck, man.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Jack, you're picking the wrong dude to make math jokes with. This is gonna go completely over my head. Okay.
You are the greatest common whole number. There you go.
But yeah, I vaguely remember the story. 26 years old. 26. You know, this is making me think maybe I should have listened to people when I was younger and ran for office. I probably could have fucking done it. I could have made it happen.
But yeah,
hey, random, I got that reference. Hey, yeah, there we go. That works.
Yeah, what got me kind of mixed on this one. We'll go through the story first. This is from January 13th, so we've probably talked about it already, but not like really to a degree that I was planning on. Christina Haswood, 26, shared videos of on Twitter and Instagram of her taking the oath of office on Monday after she won the Democratic primary and ran unopposed for a seat in the Kansas State Legislature representing District 10. I mean...
Oh, do you have to have an Instagram to be able to see the video or whatever?
Well, I do, but, I mean, I'm not. It's probably already...
I remember seeing this covered by Now This on Twitter.
Now This and Vice covered it.
Oh, see, I don't think I follow Vice.
Well,
So.
I don't follow Vice either. It just happened to pop up.
Well, I actually do follow Now This because sometimes they do present some interesting stuff, and the rest of the time it's just like, the fuck are you doing?
Haswood is the third Native American woman to be elected to the Kansas legislature. Hey, Addie. According to the University of Kansas Daily Kansan. Okay. I wanted to represent my culture of being a dying woman.
Danae.
Okay, whatever.
Danae, yeah.
Yeah, you got the tongue, I don't. and pay honor to my ancestors who made sacrifices for me to be here today. Haswood told Today in an email, this is from Today, as if you couldn't tell by the top left corner. My outfit was made by my mother and myself and my partner here and there. So the outfit was made in good spirits. The color red was a conscious choice as Representative Dr. Ponca Way Victors suggested it. And to me, it symbolizes the missing and murdered indigenous people epidemic where Representative Dr. Victors and I...
Okay, stop. Can we do like one honorific? You know, can you be either a doctor? Pick one. Are you doctor or are you representative? I'm sorry. Continue.
So Representative Victors.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I have introduced
or let's just call him Representative Doctor. Let's not even like go with the last name. Just Representative Doctor.
Hey, that guy over there. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, Victors and I had introduced House Bill 2008, the House Bill 2008 bill, providing for the Attorney General to coordinate training for law enforcement agencies on missing and murdered Indigenous people. Do you need specific training for that?
It's fucking Kansas. There are more wheat fields than there are indigenous people. How much training do you have to look for missing people? Does it vary based on the color of their skin? Really?
I would say go for it, Grill and Pirate Pete.
That's my question. How many missing and murdered indigenous people are there in Kansas? Is there like just some epidemic that I'm unaware of?
Well, I don't know why they go by state. I just they just
Well,
go
it's because
by.
she's a state rep. She doesn't have any other, authority or power.
Let's see, Kansas demographics.
It's gonna be like 90+% white. Trust me.
Let's see. 86.3% white.
Oh, I was wrong. 80, only 83% white.
86.
Oh, 86. 86.3. Sorry. Yeah.
Uh,
See? Math. Public
okay.
school. I
Okay.
keep telling you.
Now using Price is Right game numbers.
Okay.
What do you think the American Indian and Alaskan Native percentage is?
3%.
Yeah, you went over.
I was being generous, yeah.
1.2,
So it's roughly it's slightly above what the national average.
which means they have 2 reservations in the entire state. Maybe.
You mean 2 casinos? They have 2 casinos in the entire state.
Yeah. And a few neighbors.
Yeah, Jack would have won the game there. He said 1%. Yeah. Well, I was thinking, it's a border state with Oklahoma. We have a ton of tribes here. Maybe there's some migration, but I'm sorry.
It is more of a countrywide epidemic, not just Kansas. But yeah, it's it's something that's happening, at least.
My question though, is it really an epidemic? Like what are the numbers here again? Because every time I see a story of someone talking about missing and murdered, it's usually indigenous women. It's not. I appreciate her being inclusive and saying people.
Yeah.
Because if I get fucking shot and dumped in the woods, I want someone looking for me.
That is very true.
But yeah, what are the numbers here? How many missing and murdered indigenous people are there year over year? And what's that relate to, like the percentage of the population? Because that's part of the reason why I hate math. You can get real screwy with statistics.
Yeah. Let's see. As we're looking up here, I'll switch this over for now. Screen, tab. Let's see. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Oregon recognized that MMIP is an important and sensitive issue for tribal communities. Okay.
Okay, so this is Oregon. Do they have any numbers?
Reports for February 2021.
That's pretty quick. This is only the second.
Let's see. Contents. Progress to date. Dates and sources. Page 6.
80% of statistics are correct 20% of the time. Watch, there's gonna be like 3 people in the month of February.
Let's see. In January 2021, there are 9 missing Indigenous persons and 3 murdered males.
9 missing in a month out of how many in Oregon? How again? That's what I want to know. It's like when they talk about like the epidemic of trans women getting murdered. It's like all right, you're talking like what 30 in what a year? Out of how many people? Come on.
See, it jumps between women and peoples, so it's kind of weird. Let's see, an OSP report, Oregon State Police, 13 missing, 3 murdered for what?
Were they murdered for being an Indian, or were they kidnapped for being an Indian? Does that have anything to do with any of this, or is it just, hey, this motherfucker got?
Now, from what I understand, they're primarily used in human trafficking, and that's based off of an article I read 2 years ago that I could probably not even come close to finding.
Used in human trafficking.
Yeah.
There's that much of a demand for Indians?
Mostly younger girls, from what I've been... younger girls, and I think, at least in this state that I've noticed, three boys were abducted, and I think it was 7 or 8. But then again, that was like 2 years ago. So,
I don't know, man.
We don't have the time to go through all of that. Yeah. So we will go back to the...
Well, I probably do. It's just I'm lazy. So.
Well, I mean, we kind of threw this together, as we do. So.
But yeah, I always find it very.
Occasional.
Very suspicious when they start, bringing up, the missing and murdered indigenous. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's still a huge problem. Sure.
Now let's see. I wonder if it has an actual picture on here.
Oh, of the native garb.
Yeah, and it doesn't. But
yeah, I think you got to link it to Instagram to be able to see it, or Twitter.
But yeah, I'm of the thought. She had a TikTok video where. It showed her dancing around in her uniform.
Yep.
In her dress, which, I mean, you do you. But
no. I think that if you're gonna sit there and make a big deal about wearing this for being sworn in, you have to wear it every day that you go into the state house.
Exactly. I am of the thought
that is now your uniform. You have to wear that whenever you're on the floor of the state house. Whenever you're conducting official business, you have to wear that, or you got to make some more shit like that to wear.
Yep.
And I don't want to hear shit about it.
Otherwise, or in that case, you cannot bitch about cultural appropriation.
Nope. Hey, Mr. Dex, how's it going?
Hey, Mr. Dex.
But yeah, man, that's my thing. I'm tired of, like there was a tribal leader, I don't remember what tribe it was, tried to get into the Supreme Court wearing like his headdress and native garb and all that, and they wouldn't let him in because there's no hats allowed in the Supreme Court. And I remember seeing that on Now This. And they're trying to make a big deal about it, racism and whatnot. I was like, no, dude, it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what kind of hat you are wearing. No hats allowed.
Yeah.
And let's face it, he probably only wore that because he was going to the Supreme Court. Yeah. It was a costume, and they said no. Tough titty, you know?
And what's really funny is it's like the same thing that went with you remember Pharrell when he wore a headdress on Who's on the
We
cover?
talking we
The
talking about
the singer.
the dude that wore like the Arby's hat thing?
No, he wore a headdress on the cover of I think it was People.
I
Let me see if I can look it up.
Well, no, if I'm thinking about the same guy, he also got memed about wearing a hat that looked like the Arby's logo.
Huh? I'm not sure.
Oh,
Oh, it
see
was.
Terry, he's like the rule should be silly hats only. So like England they have the Ministry of Silly Walks. We can have the Ministry of Silly Hats. I can work with that.
It was this one. It was L.
Oh yeah, it's the
LA.
same guy. It's just I really don't care. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like it.
I
As
mean,
far as what from what he. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. The
yeah,
Arby's head is right over there.
yeah. See that was that's how much I care about somebody wearing a headdress. It didn't even register. I thought you said his name. I first thought Arby's hat. Which reminds me, I haven't had Arby's in a while. I'm getting kind of hungry. Damn it!
There's your Arby's
Damn
hat.
that marketing! Damn that marketing!
There's your Arby's hat.
I could really go for some curly fries right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm just about to go. I got an hour and a half before I go to Muay Thai, and I feel like dying.
How's that working out with the Muay Thai?
Well, it's first day, so this is my second day doing it, and
Well, okay, when was the first day? How long ago was this?
last yesterday,
Oh, okay.
and then yeah, it's 2 hours a day, Monday through Thursday.
Wait, you're doing this 2 hours a day, Monday through Thursday?
Yeah, so 4 on,
Ye-
3 off,
Yeesh.
and yesterday killed me. So I'm only gonna imagine what kind of pain I'm gonna be in today.
I'd be thinking about the pain I'll be in tomorrow if I was you, but again, I'm lazy, so
Yeah,
as cool as that sounds, I as cool as it sounds to be able to beat somebody up with your hands and feet and knees and elbows, I'd rather just shoot them.
that's part of the problem.
No, I think that's part of the solution. I'm pretty sure that's the solution, John. Again, I'm not very good with math, but I'm pretty sure that a 9 millimeter beats a black belt any day.
All right, so we go to the next one. Share this one. This one actually just popped up as I was looking for the article that goes with the name. Kansas lawmaker accused of past abuse gets written warning.
Okay, what the fuck's going on in Kansas?
Let's see. A new Kansas legislator accused of abusive behavior before taking office received a written warning Thursday from a committee that investigated his conduct, and
Oh, yep, I knew it. Sorry, I read ahead.
directed him to accept a fellow lawmaker as a mentor. What was going on?
Oh, I was gonna say, it's like, what do you want to bet? It's a Democrat, and I read ahead.
Ah, well,
From fellow Democratic lawmakers.
yeah, figures. The letter told State Representative Aaron Coleman of Kansas City, Kansas, that allegations in a complaint from fellow Democratic lawmakers, quote, are true, unquote, based on one evidence.
I think it's supposed to be based on evidence, but seriously, does nobody do any proofreading anymore?
No.
I mean, I realize like I don't proofread my tweets, but that's really the only thing I ever publish to the world. If I were actually writing an article, I'd want to double check or have somebody else double check it for me.
Let's see. Based on evidence presented during a hearing last month, The House Investigation Committee said Coleman's past conduct was, quote, unfitting for a lawmaker, and that he and the House's top Democrat Minority Leader Tom Sawyer must choose a mentor.
I'm sorry, dude. I tuned out there for a second. I just started like hearing Rush.
How do you mean?
Tom Tom Sawyer.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. And now it's in my head. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Sawyer and 12 other Democrats filed a complaint against the 20-year-old Coleman last month.
God damn it,
20.
Kansas! What is going on?
He's 20. This is what happens when you let 12-year-olds talk at your bullshit conventions.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna move to Kansas. I'm gonna run for office. I think that's the only thing to do here.
Hell, just have Oklahoma take over Kansas so you can run.
I mean, at this rate, they probably let us.
Just give it the old.
I mean, hell, we invaded Texas over a toll bridge. I'm pretty sure we could fuck Kansas up quick, fast, and in a hurry.
As long as they don't leave that toll bridge down.
Well, I mean, Kansas is flat. You don't really need any bridges between here and there, so we could just walk right in.
Let's see. Hoping that the full House would remove him from office, but some Republicans in the GOP-controlled House were uneasy about overturning an election on disciplining a lawmaker for conduct before he or she took office. So, okay, they're trying to cancel him.
Well, they're trying not to.
Well, I mean, the Democrats wanted him to lose his job. The Republicans are like, well, he did it before it was elected, so what's the point? Let's see.
What were the complaints? What was the abusive behavior?
That's what I'm.
I think it's the next paragraph down.
He was accused of abusive behavior towards girls and young women at the end of.
Telling an aide to Sawyer last year that he would physically harm the legislative leader. What, he threatened to like punch the dude or something? The complaint also cited a now deleted tweet in November criticizing Democratic Governor Laura Kelly for not being progressive enough. That said, people will realize one day when I call a hit out on you, it's oh
shit, yeah, that
yeah,
that's a bit
which Coleman acknowledged was inappropriate.
Spicy.
You don't say.
That's a bit spicy.
Sawyer refused to appoint Coleman to any House committee and said Thursday that he won't until Coleman gets counseling and expresses remorse for his past behavior. Coleman, who is Jewish, I don't care, why does that matter, issued a public statement earlier this week suggesting Sawyer and other House Democrats were seeking to suppress the Jewish community. You're a Jew in Kansas! How many of you are there, really?
About as many natives.
I mean, and you're in Kansas City, Kansas, which means you're right on the Missouri line. How many Jews are walking amongst you in Kansas City, fucking Kansas?
To suppress the Jewish community, an accusation Sawyer called scurrilous.
Scurrilous. I haven't heard that word in a while. That's. I'll give Mr. Sawyer credit for that one. That's a good word.
Scurrilous. Vulgar. Okay. I can see that. So I mean, how seriously can you take a threat from a kid?
I mean, just ground him and take his phone away. That's what you do with children. Come on. He's 20 years old. First of all, like, how fucked up is Kansas City, Kansas? They elected a 20-year-old. Like, how far to the bottom of the barrel are they scraping?
Oh shit. He won his primary race after admitting on social media that he had circulated revenge porn as a sick and troubled, quote unquote, middle-aged boy.
Middle school age boy.
Middle
What
school age boy.
you're circulating? Wait, okay, for me, middle school was like 6th to 8th grade.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on in Kansas?
Later facing only write-in candidates ahead of the November election. At least two other
So this is another one that was pretty much unopposed.
ran unopposed.
Dude, I'm telling you, I should move to Kansas. I could fuck some shit up.
I need to find something here that is unopposed.
I tell you what, Johnny, I'll take Kansas City, and you take wherever the Navajo bitch was from. We'll move to Kansas. We'll carpet bag it. You take that district. I'll take this district.
Yeah, give it the old Crusader Kings touch.
Yeah, divide and conquer, man.
Oh, let's see.
I mean, if they're electing these pussies, surely we could win. I gotta imagine. They elected a dude who was circulating revenge porn in middle school.
It's like,
we can surpass this bar.
now, what do you have to offer the state that?
I'm not as big of a douchebag as that one over there.
I haven't sent revenge porn.
Hey, Becca, how's it going?
To anyone, at any time. So, I mean, I wouldn't elect Shio for shit, but because he does that shit all the time. But hey, Becca. Yeah, that's ugh. No.
We're plotting to take over the Kansas legislature, Becca. You in? We've already found 2 districts we can take over, no problem.
Yeah, they ran unopposed.
Hell, you wouldn't even have to run as like a Republican either. I mean, you could like make up your own like you could make like the Joe Rogan Freak Party, like that T-shirt he's got. You could actually make that a thing, and you could run against them. I bet you still win.
Oh, Timmy, what do you got for us?
That would be actually that could be yeah. Only problem is like if we were to try to run for any higher office like president or whatever, we wouldn't be able to run as running mates, being from the same state and all.
I'll just move back to my state then. Be like, the damage is done. Let's get out of here.
I can't tell if that's supposed to be like a marijuana dig or what, but Jack said I should run as a Green Party member.
It's good. It couldn't hurt.
I mean, I really hate the smell of patchouli, though.
History books will remember the year 2028 as the year the world united under the camel and the cat. We've taken over the country.
Kind of reminds me of Pinky in the Brain, although, you know, the girlfriend had a friend over to help do her taxes yesterday, and they brought their kid. So they turned on the new Animaniacs. Yeesh.
Is that bad?
I haven't gone back and watched the old stuff, so maybe it's just, you know, nostalgia glasses. But yeah, it seemed worse. Like the animation looks off a bit to me, and like hey, if you love that kid, you know, I told him, like, if you love that kid, you shouldn't be letting him watch this crap. Make him watch the original. It's like, but it's been, you know, it's the same guy. You know, the original creator came back, and I was like, just because it's the same creator doesn't mean it's the same quality.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking what, 20 years difference here?
It's the curse of the reboot or the sequel.
Yeah.
It's it doesn't work. Okay, do you want to irritate yourself with what Timmy's got for us, or I found another one.
As long as he's not writing about fucking Kansas, I think I'll be able to muddle through.
Let me just do a quick word search here. There are no mentions of Kansas.
Okay.
Okay. His thing. Notes from Indian country.
I really wish they'd stop saying that.
Native American Journalists Association turns 37.
I'm sorry, what? Native American journal. Again, how many people are in this thing? Why is this why does this matter?
It's stuff. Let's see. 37 years ago, a group of Indian journalists met at a summer camp of the Choctaw Nation.
Ah, shit.
Oh, it's your state. we've moved over a state.
It's my tribe.
To talk about the new newspaper organization that they were about to form. They first elected a board with Lauren Tapahay of the Navajo Times as vice
Fucking
president.
Navajo.
And you can. We should probably get that as a sound clip.
There's no point. Every time it's brought up, I'm going to say it anyway. Why press a button?
Mary Polanco of the Jicarilla Chieftain as security.
Sounds close enough.
Anita Austin of the Native American Rights Fund magazine as treasurer, and Timmy. He's
Self-insert.
Publisher of Lakota Times as president. Oh, Timmy. Yeah. Now, if you can only spell.
So I know now that if I ever get my hands on a time machine, I need to go back 37 years from now to kick this dude's ass.
Well, at least remind them that they need an editor. A good one. Now let's see if he actually spells shit right. Let's see. Why did he actually refer to himself in the third person? Yeah.
Narcissism? I don't know.
I would definitely have to think with that face.
I mean, the only time I ever refer to myself in the third person is usually as a joke.
Let's see. After the board was formed, the next order of business was seeking a new name for the organization. Several names were kicked around, and then one of the journalists suggested Indigenous Newspaper Association. Adrian Lewis, managing editor of Lakota Times, popped up with, the day they start calling fry bread Indigenous fry bread is the day I will accept Indigenous for our organization.
No, I won't even do it then.
No. You know why? Because it's fucking fry bread.
I'm sorry, but just the word indigenous sounds too close to indigent to me, and I'm already poor. I don't need another word making me think about how little I have in my bank account.
And now it seems Native American Journalists Association has gone full circle and will soon be changing its name to Indigenous Journalists Association. Lewis is probably...
Is it indigenous fry bread?
Lewis is probably rolling over in his grave. I think he's dead.
Oh, so he's... Oh, yeah, he's dead. Okay. Yeah.
So now, yeah, they have no one to oppose. So it was later found that he was murdered just so they could name it Indigenous.
I don't get the attachment to that word indigenous. Again, like I said, I think of like either indigent or deciduous, and I don't want to be thinking about being poor or trees whenever you're trying to talk about all the different fucking people that make up this group.
Let's see. The meeting on the Choctaw Nation was a memorable one. The aforementioned Adrian Lewis had since passed away, and one of the... Well, now you tell us he's dead.
Well, I think he kind of gave it away with the whole spinning in his grave.
Yeah, he probably could have mentioned that earlier, though. But
So is this a news article or is this an obituary? Because there's another bitch they're talking about that's also dead.
yeah,
Minnie Two Shoes. Can you imagine your last name being Two Shoes?
especially with a name like Minnie.
I have to imagine that was like that can't be a given name. Please tell me that's not a
Oh,
given name.
and there's a period and not a comma. Oh, never mind. That's a new sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Penn State's professor of journalism, Bill Delaney, who helped me raise money to get the organization started, has also passed away. Well,
Oh God, is he telling us that the only person that's left, like,
the other
is
one,
him?
the only one left is Timmy,
Oh God.
and there's Timmy right there. The dedicated services to journalism, and he finally actually got his grammar right. See, I recall our first morning at the camp when Delaney and Tapahe rose early, put on their jogging shoes and clothes, hopefully not in that order, and went on a long run through the woods of the camp. The rest of us just rolled over in our bunk beds and went back to sleep.
Well, there's at least one thing Tim and I can agree on, man. Sleep is more better than running.
Yes.
Does Tim not have any other pictures? It's always that one picture of him.
Well,
It's like he's trying to do his best Stan Lee impression.
he's like Stan Lee's gay little brother.
And not the good gay, like two dudes, making out gay. We're talking like the gay.
Let's see. $4:30. We got time.
What else we got? Because now I know that Tim has been not just in my state, but like in my tribal territory. Ugh.
He is invading. He's got the right idea. Deb Holland. I'm ready to serve. Critics grill Holland, backers to point historic nature of domination.
Of nomination, and that's kind of a dead giveaway right there, isn't it?
Critics
The
grill her,
critics are,
but she's native. Like, come on, give me a fucking break here.
yeah. No, they're not saying they're refuting any or anything like that. Not defending against this grilling. It's historic. That's what they're pointing to.
Let's see, Republican representative. God damn it, they've already got me. Republican senators tried to pin down Representative Holland at its hearing Tuesday on her nomination to be the next Interior Secretary, pushing her on fossil fuels and the job losses they said would come from Joe Biden's proposed energy policies.
Yeah, there's more to being the Secretary of the Interior than just Indians.
Yeah. But Democrats at the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee hearing focused mostly on the historic nature of Holland's nomination. If approved, she would be the first Native American to the head of the cabinet agency. Who gives a shit?
That just means that we can have a government official wearing a headdress while they bend us over and fuck us in the ass, and it won't be cultural appropriation. That's the only thing.
Minnie Two Shoes would be rolling in her grave. Let's see. I note, as several have already, how historic and important it is that you will be the first Native American woman. What? That is a quote.
Yeah, because those are separate. Those are separate things, Johnny.
Oh, that's a quote, and from Maisie Hirono.
Yeah, which is making me really wonder. It's like, why did we make Hawaii a state again?
It should have just stayed a territory. a resort.
But
Like,
here's my question for Senator Hirono. Why is it important that she is the first Native American woman/woman? Why? I
uh,
can understand you saying it's historic if it's a first. Okay, fine. But why is it important that this woman, in particular, should be the first?
for her part, Holland, a New Mexico Democrat and enrolled member of the Laguna Pueblo, mostly avoided specifics during the hearing, saying she would support the Biden agenda as secretary, but would also listen to the concerns while bringing the perspective of an indigenous woman to the job.
If you can
How
dodge a senator's questioning in a committee hearing, you can dodge a ball.
good fucking lord. I love this. If confirmed, I will listen to all the people represented by the members of this committee. I believe there was a certain trans person who said that exact same thing. The health minister.
Uh, Dr. Levine, yes, I heard that exchange between.
Dr. Joanna Mann.
I'm just gonna call them by their name. I'm not gonna do the whole pronoun game today. I'm not feeling it. But Dr. Levine, yeah, that exchange between Dr. Levine and Senator Paul was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
And it was interesting only because the coverage of it. It's like nobody in the mainstream is going to look at this and say, "Huh, really?" Like no question about that. Like, and this is just more of the same. Like I said, it's just a nice red face. You know,
Yeah.
just putting a nice red face on the same bullshit.
Like, I would like to know, like, okay, I have no problem with her being appointed. I don't know any of her historical uh, legislative past. I don't even know if she was a legislator.
If I'm not mistaken, I think she was in like the New Mexico State House, and she did something else. I think in either federal government or state government in Mexico. I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
But
but I have no knowledge of her past whatever. Like, you want her in? If you think she can do the job, fine. But
if you're not going to answer the questions, I think there should be an automatic no vote.
Well, all I'm getting is what do you have to bring to this place? Native woman.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's not even her that's saying it; it's everyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
Like fucking Hirono.
Well, here, let me ask you this: when Elizabeth Warren was running for president, how much did you actually hear people talking about her policies, and how much of it was, talk about her Native American heritage?
For which one?
Elizabeth Warren, when she was running for president.
Yeah.
How much do you remember about her economic policies or her foreign policy prescriptions? How much do you remember her talking about transportation or any any number of other infrastructure programs, anything like that? The only thing I can point to anyway that people actually really covered was Trump making fun of her about not being an Indian, and then her DNA test proving she's not an Indian.
She's got the one drop.
Yeah, one nosebleed and she goes back to being a wasp.
Let's see. But Republicans. Did I read that? Oh no. But Republicans repeatedly pressed Holland on statements that she made while in the House, including her opposition to fracking and the Dakota Access Pipeline, her support for the Green New Deal, and potential loss of mining and drilling jobs under Biden's agenda. Quote, you said you would, another quote, work your heart out for everyone, including fossil fuel workers, unquote, said Senator John Barrasso, Republican from Wyoming. My question for you is, why not just let these Okay. Why not just let these workers keep their jobs, unquote. But Holland, in response to a question from Senator Bernie Sanders, she didn't even answer that question.
Yeah, she said in a response to a question from Bernie Sanders. I love how they put independent from Vermont. He's only run for the Democratic nomination for president twice in the past 2 elections, but yeah, he's an independent. Fuck you. Reiterated her support for clean energy and said that would not necessarily mean a loss of jobs.
No,
really?
No,
so
I have an edit for that line. But Holland, in a response from Senator Bernie Sanders, communist, reiterated from her support for clean energy, said that
fuck those jobs.
That would not necessarily mean a loss of jobs, except for it would.
I believe there are millions of jobs in a clean energy future for Americans, and if I'm confirmed, I would be honored to help the president move those forward. Okay, yeah, in the future. What about now? You're talking about people losing their jobs now.
Yeah.
You're talking about people who are working in coal mines today. You're talking about people who are working on a fracking rig today, not having a job tomorrow. And your answer is sometime in the future, they'll have a job in clean energy. And nowhere in this article, I'm willing to bet, are they going to point that out.
Let's see. Holland often deflected questions, saying she did not have all the information needed to answer, but pledging to work with lawmakers and deferring to the administration, as when she was asked about the pipeline project Biden halted early in his administration. I know that the Keystone Pipeline has been a passionate issue on both sides, Holland said, with respect to President Biden's decision. It's his decision as president. Senator Steve Daines, Montana, was typical of the... Senator Steve Daines from Montana
was typically the opponents when he expressed concerns about proceeding with this nomination. The track record and the ideology in the past, I think, will perpetuate divisiveness and will certainly harm Montana's economy, Daines said. Dude's got a point.
Yep. Yeah, we're a mining state. Like that.
Well, I mean, one of our biggest industries outside of, I think, we have aerospace and, oil and natural gas here in Oklahoma. Those are 2 of the big ones.
Let's see. Pretty much it's ask a question, dodge a question.
Like I said, if you can dodge a senator's question in a committee hearing, you can dodge a ball.
Let's see. Democrats turn to questioning Holland's stance on Native American issues, on parks and open spaces for funding. But
hold on a second. Scroll up a little bit. What does this talk about? A little cartoon?
Oh. Her job here is to understand a big picture. It's no longer a little cartoon. Young said of her current job as one of the 435 House members. This is the big picture, and she'll have to have the responsibility to do the job I know she can do.
Okay, what did she do as a House member that would make this representative think that way? What?
There's nothing here. There's nothing in this article that states what she did that would be equivalent to.
They didn't ask her anything about her qualifications as to why she would be a good nominee for this job.
Apparently not.
I'm not surprised, but I am severely disappointed. I'm telling you, Johnny, fucking move to Kansas, run for office. We'll work from there.
Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's nothing else here. It's all dodging and...
so they're going to resume, I guess, questioning Wednesday. They don't have any idea of a vote for the nomination yet. Based off of what I'm hearing from a lot of the Biden nominees for these different positions, it would be a no vote from me. Dr. Levine, hell no. Deb Haaland, no. You know,
Until they come up with something.
until
No.
you answer a fucking question. You know, if you're not willing to answer the question, I'm not willing to vote for you for this position. That should be the stated opinion or criteria of every senator on that committee.
Let's see.
No. See, random. You don't do that as a campaign manager. You do that as a consultant. See, you don't even have to embezzle that way. We just cut you a check.
Yeah, we just need a 501.
It's all above board.
We just need a 501c3 to bilk people's money, and then we can just give it to you under the grounds that you are, in fact, a campaign manager.
No. Again, consultant.
Consultant. This consultant fees. That's all we'd have to say. And for the reason we are, as long as he gets the money, he doesn't give a shit.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as the check clears, he doesn't care.
All right. You know how most there's kind of a stereotype in Native culture.
Which one?
Pick one. but where adoptees are like, oh yeah, they adopted me as one of theirs.
Okay.
This story from CNN. Cherokee Nation acknowledges that the descendants of people once enslaved by the tribe should also qualify as Cherokee.
I mean, I know the Choctaws have had black people on the rolls since I think after the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
They had freedmen who were enrolled in the tribe.
But you're missing the big thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Cherokee had slaves.
So did the Choctaw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which means it wasn't white people. It wasn't just white people.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's on CNN is, that's surprising that they would acknowledge that one minority group actually held another minority. But I mean, as long as it's black people who are getting the shaft, they'll report it.
Yeah, it's a long-standing dispute over who can be considered a citizen of the Cherokee Nation finally came to a conclusion this week. The Cherokee Nation Supreme Court. That's a thing? Okay.
Well, I mean, you got to remember, like, all these different tribes are, supposedly sovereign nations within the United States. So, yeah. I don't know if, like, the Choctaws have it, as the Supreme Court of the Choctaw Nation or anything like that, but I know we have a courthouse down in Tuscaloosa.
Let's see. The Cherokee Nation Supreme Court ruled on Monday that a tribal nation, the tribal nation remove
the phrase "by blood" from its constitution and other tribal laws.
You
trying to get rid of the blood quantum.
They will remove the phrase "by blood" from its constitution, or they may remove the phrase. They completely missed that word.
No, that makes sense. The Supreme Court ruled on Monday that the tribal nation remove the phrase "by blood" from its constitution and other tribal laws.
Okay, then I misread that then.
That change formally acknowledges that the descendants of black people. I love how they capitalize the B in black people. That's just once enslaved by the tribe, known as the Cherokee freedmen, have the right to tribal citizenship, which means they're eligible to run for tribal office and access resources such as tribal health care. You don't want it? Trust me.
You're better off.
I mean, if you think your health care is bad now, just enroll in tribal health care. The recent decision by the Cherokee Nation Supreme Court is a response to a 2017 ruling by a U.S. District Court which determined that the descendants of the Cherokee freedmen are entitled to full tribal citizenship rights under a treaty the Cherokee Nation made with the U.S. in 1866. Freedmen rights are inherent, Cherokee Nation Supreme Court Justice Shauna S. Baker wrote in the opinion. They extend to descendants of freedmen as a birthright springing from their ancestors' oppression and displacement as people of color recorded and memorialized in Article 9 of the 1866 treaty. All I'm hearing is, we was chiefs and shit.
Yeah.
Enslaved black people journeyed on the Trail of Tears. Yeah, who else did? The history of the Cherokee Freedmen is an example of just how complex and layered issues of race, inequality, and marginalization are in the U.S. Many Native Americans were enslaved alongside African Americans during the colonial period. Brown University historian Linford D. Fisher estimates that 2 million to 5.5 million Native people were enslaved from the time of Christopher Columbus to around 1880. But we got casinos, so we don't need to get any reparations, right? But some wealthier tribal citizens, particularly in tribes in the southeast that had adopted certain norms of white settlers, they're talking about the 5 civilized tribes, also practiced slavery themselves. That includes the Cherokee people, some of whom in the early 1800s had started to enslave African Americans. Then in the late 1830s, the U.S. government forcibly expelled the Cherokee from their homeland and ordered them to relocate to present-day Oklahoma, an exodus known as the Trail of Tears. Sorry, you're saying?
Cough, cough, not just black people.
Yeah. What's not as widely known, though, is that enslaved African Americans made the journey along with the Cherokee citizens who enslaved them. About 4,000 enslaved black people were living among the Cherokee people by 1861, according to the National Museum of the American Indian. The singular. The tribe abolished slavery in 1863, and shortly after the Civil War ended, the Cherokee Nation signed a treaty with U.S. government that granted full citizenship rights to those formerly enslaved by Cherokee citizens. So they had about 4,000 slaves in 1861. And they went ahead and abolished slavery in 1863 before the end of the Civil War. Which, if I'm not mistaken, weren't the Cherokee fighting on the side of the South?
Most of them were.
The last Confederate general to surrender was a Cherokee. Freedmen have long been fighting to protect their rights. In 2007, the Cherokee Nation amended its constitution to restrict tribal citizenship to those with Indian blood. That expelled about 2,800 descendants of Cherokee freedmen from the tribe, the website for the National Museum of the American Indian states. Chad Smith, the principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. Yeah, because when I think of Indians, I think of the name Chad Smith.
Yeah.
Argued that the tribe was a sovereign nation and should therefore have the right to determine who qualifies for tribal citizenship. But the freedmen pushed back, resulting in a series of legal battles over the next decade. In 2017, a federal district court ruled in favor of the freedmen, a decision that the Cherokee Nation Supreme Court has now reaffirmed. The by-blood language found within the Cherokee Nation Constitution and any laws which flow from that language is illegal, obsolete, and repugnant to the ideal of liberty, Baker wrote in the recent opinion. These words insult and degrade the descendants of the freedmen, much like the Jim Crow laws found lingering on the books in southern states some 57 years after the passage of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Okay, you're supposed to be representing the tribe. What about the tribal members who, are members by blood?
Oh, we have breaking news.
Oh, do we now?
Elizabeth Warren identifies as black.
Can't wait to see that cookbook. Cherokee Nation Principal Chief Chuck Hoskins Jr. commended the decision. Cherokee Nation is stronger when we move forward as citizens together and on an equal basis under the law, he said in a statement on Monday. The court has acknowledged in the strongest terms our ancestors' commitment to equality 155 years ago in the Treaty of 1866. My hope is that we all share in the same commitment going forward. About 8,500 descendants of freedmen are currently enrolled as citizens of the Cherokee Nation, according to the news release from the tribe. So it took you guys 155 years to get your shit together. This is not. This is not sounding nearly as good as you think it is, Chuck and Chad.
Yeah.
I mean, you know the next logical step is, right, John?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
What? No,
I said you know what the next
I got distracted. Sorry.
you know what the next logical step from this is, right?
Isn't that going towards?
Gonna have to give them reparations,
Yeah.
and now they
Well,
have voting rights, so they can vote for their own reparations too.
well, and they can qualify for per capita.
Well, I mean they can qualify, they can run for office, and make the rest of the tribe pay reparations to them if they get elected.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can only see good things coming from this.
Yeah, so that is pretty much all I have, and it's actually that fits perfectly because I got a half hour for my torture.
Yeah, you gotta go get ready for that ass kicking, huh?
Yep.
Again, man, like I said, as cool as it sounds, beating people up with your hands, feet, knees, and elbows. I'd rather just shoot them.
And I think we'll end on a wholesome note. We can. People have probably seen this, so I will. This is from a tweet from dudes posting their W's.
Random ass is like, "Are you paying for the ass?" Yes, he is. He's actually taking a class to get his ass kicked. Johnny is attempting to learn the way of the fist.
And the knee.
Yeah, I saw this. This was nice.
Yeah,
Dude saved a baby dolphin. Got beached.
it's a whale.
Whale. I mean, the one I saw said dolphin.
Except for you're not supposed to do that. Tell us why, Steve Irwin. Nice.
Now, if it was a stingray, I would totally agree with him. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with them. Apparently, they're bad for your health. And random, and he did it on purpose. But tis.
SeaWorld needs more dolphins. Yeah, that's not a dolphin. I think he was checking to see if it was injured, and
They're like, oh shit, this thing's still alive.
yeah.
Back in the water. Back in the water. There you go.
So yeah, that's in closing. Apparently we are. We're little dolls that people hold up to say, "Look, aren't you cute?"
Well, it's been a while since we've done this, but it's no less infuriating for me. So
Right.
it's just, isn't it bad enough to have to deal with this shit just everywhere else? It's like if there's one group of people that could see beyond this, why can't it be the Indians?
I don't know. You would think.
Well, at this point, Random, I think we're shooting for 2022. So
As soon as possible.
yeah, we're gonna try and blitzkrieg this thing, and just take over before they know what hit them.
And being said, it is the Democrats. We can just be like, they're racist if they say anything against us. Play by the rules.
Yes, I will make sure that I wear the Choctaw garb and everything, just to point out. It's like, you see how dumb this is?
Yeah, I'll bring some fish. I don't really know what our tribe got. Like, that's all I got to know about our tribe is we're just a bunch of fishermen.
So,
and when people push Tess Holiday back in the ocean, it's fat phobic. That is you got a point there.
well, probably a good time to end it now. So, just go ahead and say goodbye to the chat. Let you get ready for your Muay Thai class.
Yes. And by the way, hi Sean DW.
Oh,
he jumped in.
Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that in the chat. No, you have to be some kind of oppressed person. For the Cherokee, that was the descendants of their slaves that they freed in 1863.
And it's not rising sea levels, Mr. Dax. The scientific term is displacement. When you put Tess in the water, it raises the sea levels because it's displacement.
Again, why couldn't the Indians be the exception? Why couldn't they just be like, you know what, we've been dealing with this shit for 400 years. No more.
Right. Anyway. Oh yeah, that definitely would, Sean.
I mean, I guess the real question is, can Elizabeth Warren claim to be Cherokee now? Since they're taking the by blood out, can she claim to be a Cherokee now? Because that was my favorite part of that whole thing, was seeing the spokesperson for the Cherokee Nation get on CNN and actually no, the only time we use a DNA test is for paternity issues. It has nothing to do with tribal membership. So,
well, all right. Yeah, we will. We'll reconvene on that. Circle back as it is. And yeah, we will catch you guys on the next one.
Take it easy, everybody.
All right, have a good day.